Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi! Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, as I predicted on Friday, the latest tranche of documents regarding Jeffrey Epstein released by the Department of Justice brought more bad news for the War Room's Steve Bannon. In the previous release, we revealed the chummy relationship between Bannon and Epstein after Epstein had been convicted of sex crimes and was a registered sex offender in Florida, and before Epstein would ultimately be charged in 2019 with child sex trafficking and conspiracy to engage in child sex trafficking, charged, I might add, by the Trump Department of Justice. But it's abundantly clear from both that first tranche of documents and the new ones that Bannon was coaching Epstein. Bannon specifically saying to Epstein in an email, we need to work around your 38. First, we need to push back on the lies, then crush the pedo trafficking narrative, then rebuild your image as a philanthropist. Bannon also suggests to Epstein that if questions arise about why the women around him, the girls around him, appear so young, that Epstein should insist that they are of age, when Bannon knows, of course, that they are not. We also learned that Epstein gave Bannon as a gift a very expensive Hermes Apple Watch. So this is not really surprising. Steve Bannon is a man who pled guilty in New York Superior Court to embezzling essentially $15 million from the Build the Wall Foundation. Epstein's two co-conspirators both served or are serving long prison sentences, but Bannon, in return for his guilty plea, received no jail time. I, among others, find that curious. Then there is the question of the so-called 10 or 15 hours of video that Bannon filmed with Epstein. In fact, according to these latest disclosures, Bannon and Epstein were scheduled to film on Epstein's notorious island 2 days after he was arrested at Teterboro Airport in New York on the child sex trafficking charge. So personally, I think that these were practice sessions that Bannon was coaching Epstein on how to answer questions for an upcoming 60 Minutes interview that, not surprisingly, was canceled after Epstein was arrested. Very late on Friday, 2 hours of these either 10 or 15, depends on different media reports, video between Epstein and Bannon were released. I have not had a chance to examine them before today's broadcast, but I certainly will. Now, Steve Bannon actually fancies himself a candidate for president of the United States. How he thinks he can run for president without people asking him about his relationship with Epstein or his relationship with the CCP or his guilty plea to theft or fraud in New York State is really beyond me. And then secondarily, why someone who eschews bathing, someone who doesn't shave, doesn't wash their hair, rarely brushes their teeth, thinks that they would be a viable candidate for president is beyond me. People say, what's your beef with Steve Bannon? It's very simple. He perjured himself. He told the House Intelligence Committee under oath that he had never discussed WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, or the allegedly stolen emails with me. Imagine my shock when he showed up in a D.C. courtroom as a surprise witness for Robert Mueller and completely and totally contradicted himself. That's called perjury. The Bible teaches us to forgive, and I haven't. But the Bible does not teach us to forget, and I haven't. I'm Roger Stone. This is The Roger Stone Show, and we'll be right back.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Idea Gen Global Podcast with George Sifakis.
I'm George Sifakis. In a world overflowing with noise, there is one forum where the world's smartest voices connect, where visionaries sit at the same table as innovators, and great minds don't just talk, they act.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.